Three biggest mistakes. The biggest one. So let's quantify that on financial. The big one, when I built the company Flowtown, I built it around Facebook's API, and we scaled it to about 50K in MRR, raised $1 million in funding, and then Facebook changed their whole API, and essentially our product went to zero. So I'll never make that mistake again. And that's called concentration risk. I think it's anytime you have one partner or one critical point in your business that you have no control over but are critical to your business. So that's one, concentration risk. The other big mistake was a hire I made on my first successful company. I had two failures right off the bat, but the third company that was successful, I almost lost Procter & Gamble as a customer because I hired this guy that was supposed to be really smart and the pedigree and all this stuff, and I didn't put any mechanism in place to monitor and communicate. And 3 months into this big project that we sold, the customer calls me up and pretty much is about ready to fire our whole team because of this individual's incompetence. So I think just learning how to manage other people and setting up expectations and really doing background checks, all that stuff. I mean, hiring, I could do a whole 3-day conversation around people side of it. So that was a big one early in my career. I was about 26 when that happened. And then another mistake, I would say, never not asking for money when you don't need it. That's like a big one right now that it's a little late for me to tell you that, but you should always be trying to set up your capital structure before you ever need it, because when you need it, they don't give it to you. It's really this weird dynamic with banks and credit and stuff. So I pretty much, if I sell, like every time I've sold a company, I've went and got the biggest line of credit, for no reason. They're like, what do you need it for? I'm like, working capital. They're like, you don't have a business right now. I'm like, I will. So I would say those are the three biggest mistakes I made, because I almost lost my first company, Spirit, because I have cash flow issues and the bank wouldn't extend the line of credit. And that really pissed me off because we were doing well. We just had a cash flow problem. You can actually grow and run into issues because the growth is sucking so much capital out of the business if you can't fund it. I was 24 when I started that. I had no clue what cash flow was. So that's where I learned you should always ask for money when you don't need it.